Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Better Advertising with Better Media podcast. So we are actually live at Prosper today, and I am sitting with one of my most recent favorite purchases. So Kate Bray, the CEO and founder of REB Relief, has recently launched a new product. And if you haven't bought the product, you are missing out because as a female in the space, you identified this incredible niche opportunity. Kate, can you tell us a little bit about your brand and how you got started?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm Kate. I'm so excited to be here. Being here with Destaney is like bucket list. This is amazing. But yeah, so REB started actually on Amazon's search rank tool. So I
Search Great Performance or?
This was back before any of those existed. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So my background is actually in Amazon DSP. But I want to say this was like 2019 when I was trying to find a long tail for this supplement brand in the period pain space, and compared to the gout space, the long tail for the period pain space was very short.
You mean that no one's searching for period pain relief products?
No,
because it's such a niche industry
and it's taboo, and that's what was so crazy. Was like there was, I learned so much more about gout than I did about period pain, like with those two clients, and so yeah, I ended up I personally have struggled with endometriosis for about 10 years myself, and I've always found myself sandwiched between two heating pads. And I probably was the first person on Amazon to search for a diaper-shaped heating pad.
Diaper heating pad for adults for back pain and uterus pain.
Yeah, and if you have a better, we're trying to kind of figure out how to direct people to search for it in a little bit more of a kosher way, but so far, yeah, that's been the search term people are using. But
well, I mean, let's actually talk about that.
Yeah,
You have created a product in a category that I don't want to say it doesn't exist, but it's a category that hasn't been served to its full potential.
Right.
And in my opinion, this is one of the biggest values of Amazon. As we've all seen and heard of the studies, people go to Amazon for brand discovery and for search. Mm-hmm. So you used a tool similar to Search Career Performance Report, which allows you to see search term trends. You realize there's an underserved category in the market.
Yep.
You solve that problem, and you launch a brand, which brings us to where we are today. The brand is launched, the brand is live. I have bought the product and it's amazing. How do you bridge that gap? When people aren't necessarily searching on Amazon for the term that you want, you have to lean into a lot more creative. You have to lean into a lot more audience targeting and not necessarily keyword targeting. So what kind of launch plan do you have in place to really make this successful on Amazon and drive new product discovery?
Yeah, so one of the most valuable resources for that lately has been the comment section on any short form video platform or post anywhere. So it's so funny. It's almost like, it's not like I'm creating a category. I'm truly feel like I'm an archaeologist, like discovering the behavior
the category's there.
It's there. Right. Yeah. And the nature of it and learning what people want and what people are asking for. They want different sizes, different colors. They don't necessarily like the rainbow variation, and they want it to be accessible. That's another thing. Like I've already seen the searches on Amazon.
And accessibility of it, technical variation.
Yeah. And they want it to be hot. And so truly, like, it's the biggest resource for me has been comment sections and just understanding what is there or what the demand is like.
So that's amazing feedback. One of the things that we're always talking about when it comes to launching your product on Amazon is don't just talk to the algorithm. Don't just focus on keywords. Because if you're looking at keywords, I mean, there's 2 to 3 keywords that directly come into mind that relate to this category. But what you're talking about is using UGC, using the comments to actually connect with your audience. And I think that's the step that people miss when it comes to Amazon. Don't just sell a product. Don't just focus on price. Actually focus on connecting with your audience.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of opportunity to just do that beyond, I think, the typical Amazon controls that a lot of people realize. Like one of the things that we were talking about before actually hitting live here is like sponsor brands video. Your product's incredible for showcasing it's a full 360 heating pad that covers everything. It covers all of your area. But you can't necessarily see that just from an image.
No.
So being able to lean into video or a sponsor brand custom image that showcases and highlights just how well it fits can really stand out for a brand like yours.
Totally. And one of the tools I'm most excited about that's going to scale that for REB is creator connections.
Yes.
I think that is one of the biggest opportunities. It's right on the horizon for us. But yeah, I think just you have this army of influencers and publishers at your fingertips.
Yes.
And all you have to do is send them your product. Like I'm so excited.
And it's directly an ad console, which is one of my favorite pieces.
You have all the data right there.
I'm always like logging into ad console and I'm like, oh, we have this new thing and this new thing. Yeah. And I think that's an amazing opportunity because like a lot of people, when they think about Amazon advertising, they think about keywords, like I said.
Yeah.
You're in a category where keywords may not be the main discovery driver.
Yeah.
You are building a legitimate brand. And I think one of the coolest things about this launch that I shouted out is you went viral and Meghan Trainor commented on one of your posts.
I know.
And it was amazing. And like when Kate's talking about leaning into creator connections, what she's saying is she has a fantastic product that isn't maybe discoverable from a keyword. So maybe you can't just bid on a keyword and drive the discovery need, but when you can partner with the creator connections team and drive that visibility, when people see how much your product is evangelized, when you have Meghan Trainor saying this is cool, it's a really big opportunity, I think, to build an audience and a fan base.
Yeah, and Amazon, I've just noticed lately is really leaning into opening up video first resources for brands, which like this is the age that this is the time to do that, and that's so. For a brand like mine, that's so compelling. Like, I'm so excited about that.
Absolutely. I mean, small things like a lot of people don't realize you can log into advertising console and launch a streaming TV ad.
Yeah.
No minimums, no commitments. You can have an ad that's playing on someone's TV launched directly from ad console for $50 if you wanted to.
So I actually have a question for you around the streaming TV. It
will for you.
For you. And this is why I'm so happy you're here. But like when it comes to streaming TV creative for REB specifically, like what guidance do you have for me? Because I know you talked about demonstrating the product and making sure that it's easy to understand what it does. There's a huge creative aspect to that. That's really important.
Absolutely. I think there's a few things to keep in mind when you're talking about creative or Amazon advertising videos in general. One, you have to think about the end customer first. So when you're running a sponsor brand's video, that video is typically being showcased in the search results. So someone's already ready to buy that style of product. So we focus on more of like what's going to drive home a conversion. So the value add, the kind of immediate purchases, that's what we focus on when we're looking at sponsor brand video. For streaming TV, that's going to be showcased at someone's home. They're not in the mindset to immediately purchase. They're maybe watching The Boys or The Summer I Turned Pretty. Yeah, I do too. It's so great. So when you're watching something like that and you're at home and then you see a commercial, one, you need to take their attention away from whatever they're doing, whether it's eating popcorn or scrolling on their phone. So we do focus on more of kind of that brand, that audience, that connection, which is what you've done really well. It's maybe you're not going straight into the benefits just yet because they're not ready to be sold. Instead, you're creating a video that's so memorable, it's going to capture their attention. And then that's where we start leaning into things like sponsored display or DSP. Because now they're aware of us. How do we then retarget that person when they're ready to purchase? So when they're on Amazon the next time after seeing your video ad, then you pop up. And a lot of people don't understand that because I'm going to be honest, sponsored products have been so incredible. And people are so used to that immediate click and buy mentality that when you start moving into maybe a little bit more upper funnel or a little bit more video, it's hard to segment the two. But when you run your audiences appropriately or your display campaigns appropriately, you're taking a video campaign that's educating the customer and driving your incredible awareness. And then you're following up with the campaign when their mentality is shifted to, I'm ready to buy. But you have to view that performance like side by side because the video ad's what's going to make that retargeting ad perform so well.
Yeah, and so along those lines, another thing that I want to ask you, I actually prepared questions for you. No, I didn't. But I have such rich audience data off Amazon right now. And it seems like Amazon's really leaning into opportunities to take your audience from your other channels and optimize your ads using that. Can you tell me like for REB, what's that opportunity look like?
I mean, leaning into DSP and leaning in AMC, there's a lot of opportunities there from either like using a hashed audience or using an email list to work off of. It's not going to be a perfect one-to-one correlation, but it is going to be a really large opportunity because like you said, you have the awareness and the education with the videos you're doing. How do we make the most of it? And I think it's leaning into that and bringing them down the funnel. And, you know, even talking about AMC in general, we just gave a great example. If you're running a video campaign that educates someone and drives evangelism and awareness for your brand, and then you're running a sponsored display retargeting campaign to bring them to purchase, how do you view those side by side? It's not normally possible, but with AMC, we have the ability to look at that So like one of the data points I've loved that we found is when you introduce someone to a video first, we have seen a direct correlation in the conversion rate of the sponsored product ad later on. Because your video ad convinced them to buy, they just weren't ready at that time.
Okay.
Your sponsored product ad was the one that got the majority of the credit because that's when they checked out.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. That's so cool. What a time to be alive.
It's insane, and it's honestly incredibly overwhelming. And I think it's sometimes I'm like, this is way too much. Let's go back to the old days where like someone just like ran a billboard ad and like
20-cent cost per click.
Yes. Like I want a spinny sign on the side of the highway. That seems a lot easier. The CPMs on that seem a lot easier to manage.
That's amazing. Yeah, no, it's such a cool time to be launching a brand. And it's so cool too, because I think there's this huge, it's also just systematically this big transfer of wealth that's kind of happening from older generations to younger generations.
Yes.
And we have so many ideas and so many tools and resources at our fingertips.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, really small things. I think, again, like directly with an ad console, we have the ability to create video assets.
Yeah, there's AI in it.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
yeah.
Like what used to take someone a full agency to outsource to and it's relatively expensive is now capable. I mean,
Took weeks and tons of creative brief editing.
Solo, individually identified a niche in the market using an Amazon resource and then produced a product to solve that problem. And now we're going to be able to launch that product directly on Amazon. You have the creative resources to make it happen and to showcase why your brand is incredible and all of the data to then again utilize everywhere. And that's insanely powerful.
I agree. Yeah, I'm just happy to be here.
I'm just happy to be here. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you think will be a specific difficulty with your brand and kind of solving a new problem in the market?
Yeah, I mean, I think people are so like, there's a better word than like avid. People are so excited to get their hands on this product, and like just balancing that like cash flow, inventory, like replenishment equation is very new to me. I have a business degree. Like I listened in all my courses, almost all of them, but like that's just been such an interesting sort of journey. Another thing is all the logistics. Like, and I know there's all these new resources that Amazon is partnering with brands to connect your D2C, fulfillment partners with the Buy with Prime and all of these ways that's really simplified. But it's truly just, I'm a one woman show. Yeah. So managing, all the paperwork that comes up with that has been a really big challenge for me. And,
you mean staying in stock matters?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And we went from this 6-month period of being a pre-orders only to now we're fulfilling orders, and I'm learning about the customer service aspect of it and the automations and AI agents and all this stuff. And so, yeah, there's just so many new challenges that are so fulfilling. Yeah. No pun intended.
Yes. Okay. That was pretty good.
Sorry. But yeah, it's just been so interesting to learn about that and to overcome those things and to put a new sort of tool in my arsenal when it comes to like my YouTube search history and all the things I'm learning about. Yeah.
It was interesting. Brian Porter this morning manages Simple Modern, and Simple Modern is the number one drinkware brands on Amazon. And one of the stats that he gave was it took almost 7 years of just reinvesting all of their cash flow into inventory. Not to say that's what's going to happen here.
I just go to Disneyland.
That's it. That's all that matters.
I swear.
The bar is on the floor, guys.
No,
we all need a sponsorship for that.
Yeah.
But it's incredibly important to realize, one, Amazon's a flywheel, and staying in stock matters because if you're in stock, people can buy your products. If people can buy your products, they can leave reviews. The more reviews you have, the higher your conversion rate.
Yeah.
It really matters. And I don't understand how you're managing it all. As everyone knows, I've only done Amazon advertising for 7 years now. And I can go really deep in Amazon ads, but that's not beneficial for things like cash flow and inventory replenishment.
Very different skills.
And I am amazed at your ability to just figure all of this out and get started. Like, truly, I think it's absolutely incredible. And I think it's a testament to anyone here when you have an idea to just do it and figuring it out along the way. Because we have Amazon's giving us so many resources to bridge the gap. You don't have to be a supply chain perfectionist. You don't have to be incredible in being know-it-all about business because Amazon's trying to make it easier for anyone to sell when they have a product that actually solves a problem.
They say that, you know, you're flying a plane and building it at the same time. It's like Amazon's flying beside you with like they're like throwing tools. Like, it really is the best time to do it. Yeah, just in case. Like, no, it's been amazing. Yeah.
That's incredible. Well, if I could give any advice to anyone listening, it's to see a success story like this and don't say, wow, she's incredible. I mean, you can say that actually because she is great.
It's fine if you do.
But truly what's amazing to me is like anyone has the opportunity to succeed. And it's easy to get caught up in the shiny object syndrome in the space. I think there's so much going on that you can lean into. But if you identify a passion in the market, we have the tools that can help get you there. We have a good community now.
Yeah.
I mean, Kate and I both spoke yesterday at the Prosper Show Female Founder event. And that was really cool because that's really how we got connected, was through kind of the female initiatives in this space.
Yeah.
And just know, like, there's people out there that have done what you have done. And the people that have succeeded are more than happy to reach out and to help others. And
oh my gosh.
you want to talk about that? Maybe this is a good opportunity.
That's what's so crazy. It's so hard to convey that to people who are not in the e-com communities, particularly the Amazon space. The willingness to share best practices, resources, connections, finances. Like, I mean, I have so many people's like logins to their Instagram accounts. Like, that's so crazy. People are so open here and so open to sharing and supporting and helping. And I think especially in particular for REB, when we're talking about something that's a little bit taboo and we're trying to kind of encourage society to talk about this very real problem. There is no better community to be doing that in particular that group of women yesterday that we were sharing guacamole and mimosas with.
Guacamole and mimosas, what typically bring me into the events, and then I end up sticking around.
What do you mean? Yeah, for sure.
For sure. And I think there's like three key themes here, and it's not to get a little Nike on us, but like just do it and to take the leap.
No, it's so true. It's
like
so true.
You took the leap and you launched a brand. It was incredibly, incredibly successful.
And there was never a moment where I felt totally ready. Like, to be completely honest, there was always a ledge.
Oh, you never?
There was always a ledge. I know,
I still get insecure. I will still send like LinkedIn posts to my COO and be like, hey, will you review this? I'm really insecure about posting it. Like, I've been posting content for 7 years. And I'm like, I don't know if this is actually a good topic.
So true.
But reach out to people. Like, we're all willing to help. Like, we've been doing this a long time. No one's ever ready. But I think so much of it is just having the confidence to do it and figure it out along the way. And you'll find the right resources, whether it's, you know, Amazon ads or through the community or any of the resources or listening to this podcast. Those are things that's going to help take you to the next level. So, Kate, thank you so much for joining and congratulations on your launch.
So cool. Thank you so much, Destaney. Thank you, Amazon.